Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 498. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Woo!
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 498 of the Gamecast. Whew. We have a great topic tonight. We're doing a franchise deep dive. We did it last week with the Turtles. We're going into Halo this week, so look for that. We're going to be talking about that soon. Let's kick it off with what we've been up to, guys. I don't have much to add besides like playing a lot of Lego and not much more Doom, a little more Doom, but a lot of Lego. So I'm not going to involve myself with that one. Just building a house. Corey, what have you been playing?
I got to play a lot more of Final Fantasy VII.
Nice, the remake.
Yep. So getting further into that, which is good. I didn't realize how long Chapter 9 was.
Oh, that was a long chapter. I know exactly what you're talking
just
about.
Kept going and going and going.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, here we go.
That's like a meatiest portion of it, I think, though.
Been trying to just do every side quest as well, just make sure knock them all out that I'm aware of at least. I think, I don't know, some may have secret stuff that I don't know if I found or not, but whatever. And I didn't finish like all the, like there's this one where you have to do like squats. And I was like, I'm not.
Yeah,
I did it. It's so, dude, it was so hard.
Like, no, I was doing fine. I thought, like, I kept like losing by 2 or 3 in the last one. I'm like, this is killing me. I'm like so close. And like, if you just fall down once, it's over.
Oh yeah, if you fall down once, it's like reset.
Exactly. So I was just like, I spent like a good 40 minutes on that. I was like, no, I'm done. I just gotta move on.
You can come back later and redo it.
Yeah. The game will tell you. So.
But yeah, so just enjoying that and just drinking it all in. Played some more Borderlands actually recently because they've been releasing a bunch of stuff, and in a week they're gonna put out another free content drop for everyone that's got the game that doesn't have the season pass. So that's coming, and then at the end of June is the next paid DLC. So it's coming quick, and they kind of did a whole overhaul on some of the end game difficulty level stuff. So it's been good. Did enjoy it. Been playing some more of that. So that's it.
That's cool. Tony?
Just playing some more Dark Souls 3. I think I'm in the very last area of the main game and stuff like that. What did I say? I mean, it's good. It's not as good as Bloodborne in my opinion. Not as hard as I thought it would be either. Only 2 bosses really gave me like any moderate amount of trouble and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's enjoyable. The thing is, like, this is a game, and I know we talked about it briefly in Discord, but like, it's one of those things where like the setting and the world, like the environment, like the art style is just so cool. And it is a kind of a shame that it's gated off by like, the difficulty, because it can be very brutal and very discouraging. So I'm hoping that with the next one, which should be Elden Ring, which we may see next month with the Sony event, we'll hopefully add some more customization or accessibility options to play with. Because the thing is, you could still make the game difficult, but leave it open, like lower the bar for the people that won't be able to do it or can't commit that kind of time.
I would just say listen to our easy mode episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
our opinions on that.
Yep. Which we can get into a little bit here too, as we talked about in Discord for a little bit this week. But Mike, what have you been playing?
I've been all over the place.
Really?
Yes. So I've started Yakuza Kiwami, I want to say is how you say it.
Yep. I'm so proud of you, Mike. I really am. I'm so proud of you.
Which is chronologically after Yakuza 0.
Technically, it's the first game. Like technically,
it's a remake. So, and it's a pretty big jump in time. I don't know what happened to my real estate business, but I guess I don't care anymore. And I'm back in the Yakuza. It's a little confusing, but I just started it a little bit. Didn't get too far, and it got to the point where they strip you of all your abilities. That classic thing, which I'm like, oh, cool. But, I knew it was going to happen because, like, I have all the fighting styles right now, all leveled up. No way.
No way. Yeah.
Yes, no way. It's gone. So I did that for a little bit, but then my friends online got me because there was a sale, so I gave in and I joined them to play the Division 2. which is Acropo right now, and it's okay. We'll see how long we stick with it, but they're liking it enough. Funnily enough, it plays a bit like Mass Effect 2 and 3, the action and the Division games. I don't know if you guys have played them or not at all.
I remember watching
I played a
Corey play,
bunch.
I think the first one.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel a little bit like the Mass Effect games? A little bit.
Yeah, a lot of cover.
Running
Running
like
the cover. And,
special abilities too. There's drones you can send out.
Right. Yeah.
It's okay. You can't really understand or get into the story in a game like this. The genre.
Like what, 2 years old at this point now? Or?
I think so. There's an expansion, at least a year. There's an expansion that it's shoving down our throats that we're not doing. That's like, go back to New York, and that came out pretty recently. So I think it's been at least a year, could be 2. No, it's okay. We'll see where that goes. And then also, when we went, when I moved around, I brought the Switch, so I played a lot of Mario Kart 8 with Ashley, who really likes it. She's actually better than me at the game at the moment.
Whoa! At the moment.
At the moment. Yeah.
Did you keep the bumpers on?
No, we kept going up in CCs until we couldn't handle it. So we did like 50, 100, 150 seemed okay. It's competitive. We tried 200, and that was just a mess.
It was cool because like the 200cc mode was like a freebie, like free DLC to the Wii U release.
Mm-hmm.
And playing it, I mean, it's cool because it's free, and you can definitely tell they were experimenting. But the game was not balanced with 200cc in mind. You could tell because like they're just straight up some like customizations that it won't work. Like you have to choose specific cards and tires and all that stuff. But
yeah,
it's free DLC. So
yeah.
So we played a bit of that. I liked being able to see. There's a lot of maps in there, and some are pretty interesting. A lot of throwbacks, and it's pretty good for a Mario Kart game. I just kind of wish. I'm still disappointed. I remember being disappointed with this on the Wii U version. There's no podium sequence. What's up with that? I finished this Grand Prix, and they show highlights, but no podium.
Yeah. No, they just give you the.
Lame. Just give you the colored trophy.
Did you try the battle mode yet?
We did.
No, that was one of your big things.
It was okay. The battle was more what I did with my friends back in the day when there would be like 4 of us.
Gotcha.
Just the 2 of us, it's better to do races, I feel like. So I think that's everything I played. Yeah, it's been a lot.
All right, let's get into the news, then we get our topic. We're going to kick it off with NPD from last week. There was some massive growth in video game hardware sales and software sales.
Weird, I wonder why.
Yeah. Tell me about 163% growth compared to a year ago. $420 million for hardware. This is just hardware for the month of April. That's the best month since April of 2008, where they did $427 million in hardware. It's insane. 163%. Nintendo Switch was the best-selling hardware for numbers and for dollars, and both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One grew by 160% year over year in sales. So I've even heard it's hard to find an Xbox on the shelves right now. Like
everything is kind of getting a little bit dry.
The one that was out there, like you can't find that.
Our buddy Michael Pachter actually leaked specific figures regarding the sales. So in April, 411,000 PS4 consoles were sold, 329,000 Xbox One units were sold, and 808,000 Nintendo Switch.
They had that many on the shelves. That's what you couldn't find a Switch. You just couldn't find a Switch.
Dude, it's crazy because Ian's been texting me like 2 weeks ago. He started texting me. He's like, "Dude, I can't find a Switch." Blah blah blah. I told him to follow our boy Wario64 on Twitter, turn on alert notifications because he, to tell restocks. And I started looking. Freaking Nintendo Switch. Like if you have a new in-box one, you could easily sell it for $450 plus. It's ridiculous.
It's back to like day launch day prices.
Yeah, like launch month price. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
I know I was looking at flipping mine possibly because it was like $500 on eBay at that point, but I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna keep it. So, yeah.
I wonder if they're tempted to delay the next gen with these types of sales of the last gen right now.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Nintendo obviously they're not geared up for they're set for another 3 years. But I think with Sony and Microsoft, it's one of those things where like, even though it's great in the short term, they want to move on long term, because the longer it takes them to get onto that, like, just more mind share they're losing. Because at this point, it's like, they're running out of fuel. I mean, Sony's got Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima at least to ride out the end of the year, but I mean, Microsoft, what do they got? Minecraft
Gamecast. They got
exactly.
Gamecast forever.
Game Pass,
Which again, they haven't. I don't know how much they're monetizing that beyond what we pay, which doesn't seem like a lot.
I don't know either. I don't ask. They just did revenue. I'm just like, I don't understand how they're making money off of this, but that's not my problem to figure out.
I mean, I'm just going in, like, looking at the software side of things. 55% increase in April compared to a year ago. $662 million in software, and that's a new record high from April. Again, going back to April of 2008, 642 was set. So I'm looking up what the hell was going on in 2008.
I mean, that was in the middle of that.
That was
Wii hype.
Wii
That was the
with
Wii.
Super Smash Brothers Brawl, I believe.
Well, we had Mario Kart Wii that month.
Oh,
Grand,
Mario Kart Wii.
Going on.
Grand Theft Auto 4 also launched that month.
Yep. I remember that.
That'll be it. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Between those two.
And the Wii hardware was selling like nuts. It was 714,000 units in 2008.
That's near the end of the Wii's. I mean, by like 2 years later, it was done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, hell of a year.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. So that, I mean, it's great. Number one selling game was Final Fantasy the remake, Final Fantasy VII, beating out Call of Duty. Thank God. It just deserves it. It does. Animal Crossing: New Horizons was number 3. Your previous number 1 there. 2K20, NBA 2K20. Game we shall not name.
Game that you're playing in 2 weeks?
In number 5, yeah, a game I will be playing in 2 weeks though. Yeah, 2 weeks, guys. Hyping it. Grand Theft Auto 5. I'll be streaming it soon. Watch our Twitch channel for that. Resident Evil 3 was at number 6. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. That's a mouthful at number 7. MLB The Show 20. No shock there. Number 8. Madden 20 is number 9. And Red Dead Redemption 2 at number 10. Fallen Order's at number 17. Looking at notables, Mario Kart 8 refuses to leave the list. It just won't happen.
It won't leave.
It just won't happen, yeah. Persona 5 Royale still in the top 20.
Yeah, that's impressive, actually, for an RPG to stay there.
I did pick it up.
Did you? Oh, I didn't get it yet. Because I was like, I'm going to get The Last of Us 2. I'm going to play Doom 2. I'm going to play Doom right now, finish that up. And then I'm going to play Last of Us is what's going to happen. Just because I'm like, the more people hate on the game, the more I've got to see it. That's the thing. I've got to.
The thing is, the game might actually play a lot better than the last one. Who knows?
Right, it might. Right, and that's the thing. Is like the gameplay I imagined would be better. It's just the story. I was like, I saw it and I was just like, definitely not for me.
I don't know. I have not seen any spoilers. I've not been actively avoiding spoilers. Like I'm clicking on threads, and it's not been spoiled for me.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised how non-existent they are in most places.
They've done a good job at removing them.
Like,
because they're using a Twitter
they were not this good with Star Wars or
there are new
Infinity
tools, man.
War or stuff like that. It's just like this is you have to kind of look for it at this point.
Twitter has new features to filter this stuff out like automatically, and Naughty Dog is using that like crazy. So as soon as
in addition, you could turn off
popular.
comments.
Yeah,
you could turn off comments. You could make a tweet, and only people can either retweet, like not quote retweet, just either retweet or like it. There's no
It's also not as popular as those two other things that you mentioned.
Yeah, true. So it's not Star Wars. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else we have here. That was the MPDs really. Anything else to note? Didn't really. Anything else? I think we covered all the big stuff. Yeah. All right. Let's get this back open. As we mentioned, Last of Us Part 2 State of Play will be premiering tomorrow actually at 4 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Pacific.
It's so weird that Sony's leaning in these focused online presentations now.
Yeah, it's the way, man. It is the it is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. I mean, it's going to be that's what's going forward, and they're going to spend 20 minutes on this. You get to see gameplay and everything. So I might tune into that. I don't really watch too much of the game. I know what it's going to kind of play like. So I don't know. Maybe I'll tune into it a little bit. But I think the coolest thing announced today was the Dead by Daylight Silent Hill DLC. I think that was awesome to see. I don't know if you all saw this stuff. Dead by Daylight, I don't really know much about, but it's like kind of like the Left 4 Dead successor kind of thing, right?
Sort. I mean, it's not.
It's like
it's
a
made
one
it seem
versus
like
many.
it's like it's the same in the sense that it's cooperative against the many, or the one rather that Corey said. And it's cool. Like I haven't really tried it, but I have seen like streamers play it, and it does seem cool. Like it seems cool to watch because it's like all about trading or trapping and baiting and out maneuvering and outflanking, vice versa. But
Yeah.
the thing that I really appreciate is all the crossover stuff they've been able to do. Like literally, it was like I think at this point they have every major horror character represented at
Pretty
least
much.
some way.
Like, if you can think of one, it's in there.
Right, like they did Freddy, Jason, I mean, even Stranger Things, I think,
Myers.
right? Michael Myers.
Stranger Things, yeah. Is Predator? I thought some like sci-fi.
I
guys
thought
in
Predator or Alien was.
there. Yeah, something like one of those.
One
in
of
there.
those two, yeah, absolutely. So it's just really cool. Like I love that the audience was receptive to it. Like it found its niche, and I think it's cool that Konami's like, yeah, you know what, you guys roll with this because if that gets Silent Hill popping again, which I imagine it has to because there's nothing for the past few years, so it has to be increased interest. And I'm hoping that maybe we see a proper Silent Hill reveal next month at the PlayStation event.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. Oh, BlizzCon. No, there is no BlizzCon this year. I think it's a blessing in disguise for them. Is it not? Like, is this a good thing for them? Like, I know people get excited for it, but their last few BlizzCons have been.
I don't think the last one was
best.
it was two ones where it was the the Diablo.
Well, the last one was under the China thing.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
They haven't had a good
No,
run.
the last thing wasn't that one. The last thing was.
That was last one, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was
it was
last.
No.
Yeah, that was last year. But that was
was
not last
China?
year.
No,
I gotta
no.
look this up because I really thought that was last year. Because the one before
Last
that was
year-
the Diablo 3.
Diablo 4 was last year.
Yeah, but the whole Chinese.
boycott.
Oh, the boycott thing. I thought you were
Yeah,
talking about the mobile Chinese.
Yeah,
mobile.
No. That was the year before. Yeah.
Right, that's
They've
fine.
had 2 bad years of BlizzCon.
Yeah. No,
This was the I could look at that as the apology.
Yeah.
Air
Yes,
quotes for those
it was a
that-
non-apology, but it was a terrible apology. But that's one thing. Like, this is actually a blessing for them to actually retool themselves for like a digital-only event in 2021.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily. I think it's
They
more of a
don't
blessing
have
'cause they
any
don't have
work-
anything.
Listen, there's nothing to show for Diablo 4. They would
No,
give us the mobile
I
game.
think we definitely see Diablo 4. Absolutely.
Next year, yes. I don't know if they have much done from this year. There's nothing going on with it.
My understanding was that they could have shown it off last year.
I'm telling you, I don't know. That I know that was reported.
Well, they
but
said like everything was very early with Diablo 4 last year, so I don't know. Who
Are you
knows
sure? I
what-
thought it was Overwatch 2.
Hey, that reminds me, I did play the Ultimate Alliance 3 at DLC.
Oh no.
It was very short, like I thought it would be.
yeah.
But I mean, when it comes to Blizzard, you never know. Like they could be anywhere in the development cycle, and who knows?
Yeah, online event likely sometime next year. So are they no more in-person Blizz? Are we just gonna go digital events from now on? Just to be
No, I think
safe?
BlizzCon
At
is
least
going
well
to be.
into
Most likely.
2021.
Yeah, once you start having convention stuff, because like you can have like your Hearthstone event and your if you
Online
want.
stuff, yeah.
I mean,
'Cause-
but you can have like that stuff again when people come back. And,
Yeah, it's just just really unknown territory for a lot of things, and not to get like too real worldly or political, but apparently like I was reading how the U.S. military has internal guidelines that are basically projecting that like there's not going to be any like public mass gatherings well until like 2021, like months and months into 2021. So it's like
Well,
cool.
like I said, I don't think we get that until we get a proven vaccine.
right.
Actually works. Yeah, if it actually works, like effective vaccine. So I agree with you on that. So, yeah. So, all right. Let's see. Take-Two currently plans to spend twice as much on marketing in the fiscal year 2024. So Grand Theft Auto is a ways out then.
2024.
That's 2023 to
Yes.
2024 fiscal year. That's their fiscal year. Yes.
Right. I mean, we're in 2020 to 2021. Like you always gotta like think.
Sure. But I'm saying like
So we're
they're
still
talking about
3
2 years out. Like
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
still 2 years out.
Yeah. And I mean that falls in line with what Jason Schreier was saying recently. On
why even talk about it right now?
It's 3 years out, actually. I mean, you're talking
Yeah.
April 2023 to
Sure.
March 2024.
Yeah, no, I mean, when people started talking about like it again, like coming soon, like it seems early for Rockstar to talk about a sequel.
Well, it's not like they're talking about, but this was, I believe, from a investors call, so it's like they have to kind of outline like, hey, here's what we're projecting to spend over the next.
Don't
X
worry,
years.
Guys, we're gonna have more money coming in.
Right,
In the next
and it's like you look at this huge spike. It's like, that's really weird. Like, well, could you be marketing that in 3 years? That is twice your budget.
Was it $89 million? Yeah.
GTA 5 was 2013.
Yeah, I want to say 2013.
I mean, the game is number 5 on every list always, so why make another one?
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's free on the Epic Game Store too. Like,
last week.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, the online is still making them, shit ton of money.
That shows shark cards online. You can just gamble and what's this? How to be a douchebag simulator.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy to think like they did one game this generation. Then
they did, yeah.
It's online Vegas.
I completely forgot to mention that the Logan director is going to do Indiana Jones 5. I completely forgot to mention that. Sorry. All right. Anyways, I think that's it. We have a little bit of news. Was the Call of Duty's official name is going to be Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Who cares?
That's it. So we have our topic tonight, guys.
I feel like real quick. I just feel like at this point, Call of Duty, you just need like a name generator. At this point, it's like some synonym for like war or military or something, and then like some. It's
darts at a wall. They just throw darts at the wall, and it's like okay. And in this wall, okay, where's the adjective? What's the noun? And then let's
fiery, something like that. It's like okay, cool.
Yeah. They had cold, they had nuclear, they had all, and so they ended up on cold, and they had war, they had aggression, something like that. It's like on another board. All right, let's get into our topic of Halo. This is a deep dive for the franchise. This franchise has been around for a long time, and I love telling my story of Halo. Just to start us off, I love telling my original story of Halo and how much I made fun of that game at E3 when I went in '99. I want to say it was '99. No, it was 2000. It was 2000. I went in 2000, and they had a screening of. They were showing Halo, and my friends and I were laughing at the game when we were there, because it looked so bad. The frame rate was so bad, and then
it was an RTS on Mac first before it even moved to Xbox.
Yeah, well, I know. But I mean, my first
Mac exclusive.
My first experience was that game running at like 10 frames a second. It looked terrible. It was very blurry. It just was not really well done. And so when I got back from there, I told people that this is going to be terrible. And then we had the launch of the Xbox a year later. I think it was over a year later. And you got to see the final product, and they completely turned that game around to an amazing experience. Great single player game by itself, plus an amazing multiplayer game. And I never talk about multiplayer games, but this game was one for the ages. And while their follow-up to this game, the Halo 2, story-wise was terrible. Like, I thought it was a big letdown for what they did with the story. Their multiplayer, again, was incredible, the moves they made for that game. I mean, the leaps and bounds. Then going to Halo 3, you had, then the story came back. And it was even a better multiplayer game at that point, in my opinion, to the point where that's where, the Halo was. So did we improve past there? Because a lot of people reached the best, I think, for multiplayer, didn't they?
No.
No.
I thought Reach's multiplayer was the best, they said.
I mean,
was that the one that introduced
the powers?
Abilities?
Yeah. Abilities. The thing is, I don't know. I guess in my mind, I mean, the thing is, I always kind of looked down on Microsoft ever since the beginning because it was like, look, an arrogant American company trying to buy their way to the, video game industry using the corpse of Sega as their launching off point, stuff like that. And it's I remember even joking back in the day, I think it was my first character name was I mean, I didn't even care about it, but it's just because Buddha and you got you would play it, and I'm all right, well, I'm here, I might as well play it and stuff like that. Just
with the giant ass controller.
Yeah, the boat, dude.
How long did that last? That was what, a year?
That was a while. That was a while.
2 years at least. Yeah. Until we got the S. That's how I feel it was just.
It was a while. Yeah. I can look it up while we talk. But yes.
But I mean, Halo is definitely one of the games. I'm okay, you know what? This game is quality, absolutely quality. But I was just this is the only game it has. It was the only game that the system had, and I even made fun because at first it was Xbox sucks as well, my character tag, and then I changed it to Halo Box or something like that because it was the only reason I own this system. But it was definitely one of the best reasons to own a video game system.
No, I think in all of like video game history, it's besides like Mario, obviously, and stuff, like this game single-handedly like launched
Oh yeah.
the Xbox console
Oh, yeah.
and like gaming division for Microsoft, and was like you're saying,
Absolutely.
literally the only like you could buy this game and be satisfied spending $200 on an Xbox.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for this game.
I would put it just underneath like a Mario 64 experience because like
Right.
that's how groundbreaking it was in terms of just like.
And what it did for console first-person shooters, like.
Yeah, I mean, the ability to LAN, like that was crazy for a console because like prior to that you had
8-player LAN, like.
Yeah, eight-player LAN, like.
That's right. I went to those parties. So.
Yeah, we all.
Well, no, you could have 16, couldn't you?
I think you could. You get 4. You get 4 Xboxes.
You can have 4 Xboxes together. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy.
We all played on like, 13-inch, 17-inch CRTs, and
I remember having to like
God.
pull the giant CRT TV out of like a car.
Yeah.
Just like running
No,
against
I mean,
someone's place.
just to talk about it, like that was my fondest memory because like I didn't own it for a long time, but I just played it at friends' houses. Yeah.
Myself.
And it was just one of the things that like I played it so much because that was like a social thing to do. Like I just became good at the game and stuff like that. And for me, like it was kind of the golden days because again, this is before Xbox Lives, before console online network play existed really widely accepted as you can today. But LAN parties were all the rage. And I remember going. It's like we had to like bring TVs, we had to bring systems, controllers, like network cables,
Ethernet cables at the ass.
it was an ordeal. And like I remember even just setting up because like we were so young, like, nobody had their own house or apartment or anything really. It was just like, oh god, like we gotta like figure out how to cable like second floor to the first floor, like found a power outlet to put like the smart switch or something like that. Is like it was just kind of fun setting because you had to be really creative and stuff like that. But anyway, like just I love like there was a community aspect and maybe I don't know if you guys can relate, but it was one of those things where like we had like I'll say like the Eastern crew where it was like a core like I'd say 8 of us really that like regularly played, and it would be one of those things where like one of us would like be talking to like coworkers or other students in our class or something like that, and inevitably somebody would be like, oh yeah, I'm really good at Halo, and we'd be like, yeah, you think you're good at Halo or you are good at Halo. Like, that would be it. Like this is like peak arrogance for like all of us. Could be like, really? Okay. And we'd be like, all right, well, let's set up a little skirmish or something like that. You're 4, R4, and we'll do it. And I mean, it got to the point where our Eastern crew, we had what we called a varsity team and a JV team. Yeah. Because it's just like it was like there's a level of difference between the varsity and JV. And it would get to the point that like we'd be like, all right, like send your best players over and stuff like that, and like they come over and we make them fight the JV team first. We wouldn't tell them this before time, but that's exactly how it would go down. Just watch.
There's a spin-off in this, but go on. I want to put a spin-off on this.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But like it'd be like we just watch the match and watch the results. And if it's close, okay, like these guys might be able to put up a challenge or like if they dominated them or something like that, which is rare, but it did happen. But if they lost to the JV team like 2 or 3 times, we're like, you guys shouldn't even play us. Like literally, that's how arrogant, but like actually skilled we were. They'd be like, what? And we're like, that's our JV team, and that's literally the words we'd use. They'd be like, you're bullshitting, like whatever. And it's like, all right, you want to go? And we would be, because like we did like Team Slayer to like 50, I think, and like it would be amazing if they even got to half that. Like by the time we finished the round with 50 points, like they would barely ever make it to 25. And we're just like, there you go and stuff like that. And that was just it for like 3 or 4 years until Halo 2 came along and stuff like that. And I think the only time we ever got trounced was when we went to like some like small video game shop in the mall tournament where like these people like had fucking egg timers taped onto their controllers, and there's this like glitch in Halo 1 where if a power-up was spawning and multiple people were on the spawn point, like let's say like the overshield, if 4 players are standing over it at the moment it spawned, all 4 players got overshields. And because it spawned every like, I don't know, 90 seconds or something stupid like that, whatever the exact timing was, like they would have egg timers like, oh, this thing is spawning, we gotta like go here and like stand here so we all get the power up. Like that's what it took for people to beat us. And we're just like, all right, like that's fine. We're not gonna fucking tape egg timers to our controller and stuff. But there you go.
Before smartphones.
Yeah.
I I was probably in JV squad for them. I was kind of a hybrid here because I live in Jersey, but I would go out to Pennsylvania to play these guys. Nowhere near as good as their best there. I'd be okay. I'd go on runs, and that's about it. But I can tell you that I would come back here, and my girlfriend at the time would play with her friends, and I would dominate those people. Like, I mean, we're talking like 25 to the next person in line would have like before that 25 is the limit. Like we would end the matches. I would end the match. Maybe the next guy would have 9 or 10 kills tops, to the point where she was there was one point she was losing so badly in the match. I'm like, just give me the controller. I'll take over. I took over and I won the death match with her, and that's so I was very good at Halo 2 multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's how much better they were. Like, I was nowhere near as good as like the main core of the group up at Nick's. Like those guys at Buddha's. Like they were like, I was like, I'm not even playing this at this point. The sniper. There were certain maps that I was like, I'm not playing this map. I'm not doing it.
Side on.
Yep. I just not gonna do that map.
And I say like versing JV, like exactly like you said, Jim. It wasn't even like a bad thing to be on the JV team because like you were still good. It's just like the varsity squad is hard to get onto there.
Like I fancy myself a pretty good Halo player, but I knew for a fact that I was like not near the best. This is before the internet was like blowing up, like so there wasn't much with that. There wasn't social media for certain, and it was like, even with Halo 2, there still wasn't there. It wasn't there. So I mean, I played with like Corey and your brother, Luke was playing a lot, and so it was fun playing Halo 2 and stuff. But I mean. There's just been like, I mean, again, you're talking about a shooter with multiplayer, and the multiplayer was fantastic, but the story was awesome. Like Corey and you and I have played this game together, I don't know how many times. Halo 4, we finished on the hardest difficulty. We didn't get that effing achievement because of the glitch. I still remember that to this day. But we finished that game on the hardest difficulty. Because
we did all.
Oh, you guys really don't. I mean, you guys. I'm surprised. Like, surprised in a good way. Like, you guys usually don't go for like the difficulties things.
No, we went. That was it.
Like with Halo, like we did 1, 2, 3, and 4 all on Legendary.
Yes, we finished.
We didn't do skulls, but we did.
No, but we finished those games on Legendary, and we would have completed Halo 4. But there is one. You can look back in our history for those wondering achievements. There's one level that skipped suddenly, but we were on the next level in the same difficulty. So it's like obviously something glitched, and we never got. It was Chapter 10. It was Chapter 10's achievement. We never got it because something happened with the game. But Halo 4 was, bringing that up, excellent, like graphically. Like, holy cow, that game looked amazing compared to what the games. I don't think it's improved much since then.
That's 360.
Yeah, and that was on the 360. That's why it's like I played through Halo 5, and that took a while for me to play through. I played through that last year, I believe, on this. We were talking about on the podcast, and it just wasn't the same experience. And I think it's based on their again, like the multiplayer has been fine. Mike, you played a lot of this multiplayer for Halo 5, right?
Yeah, I've played it.
Okay.
I mean, it's the only part of it I've played.
Yeah, but I feel like it dried up and it just wasn't fun, right? It's more soulless.
The thing is, back to me, like Halo 2 and 3 was the core of Halo, and it was a bit before the abilities and loadouts. It was all about really finding the best weapons on the map. Like that was how games were still played.
It was weapon and map control. That was
and the weapons were so distinct and overpowered, certain ones, where like that's most of the game really. And then like if you had a sniper, you find your spot, you try to camp, and also the vehicles as well. But by the time in Halo 5, it started to feel more like Call of Duty. You had loadouts, you had stuff.
Very fast paced.
Kill streaks.
Yeah, I mean
there was kill streaks. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's very fast paced. It was like super fast paced.
It just felt less like Halo and more like every other game out there.
I'm sorry, but Halo has always been, in my opinion, the good and the golden age. And I don't want to sound old here, but it was methodical. It was like you guys said, it was map control, weapon control. Like you had your strategy. In the last Halo, my experience was running around, never standing still, like a Doom style play, where you just keep moving.
Yeah,
Don't
absolutely.
Stop.
And that's the thing is like one of the things I really want to praise like the Halo 1 through 3 combat, at least in terms of multiplayer, is like it never really felt, even though like like if you spawn and somebody has like a sniper or a rocket, like that sucks. But the ammunition for those is so limited that and it's not like you play like one death, one kill, or one death and you're permanently out or anything like that. So it'll balance over the course of the game. But like aside from those very rare times, like it's never like you really feel you're down and you're out between like the base weapon being pretty good to like mediocre, depending on which Halo you're talking about. Like Halo 1 pistols, godlike.
Yeah, excellent.
And battle rifle in Halo 3 is pretty damn good.
Yep.
SMGs suck in Halo 2, but between that and the grenades, like even when you spawn, you still have a very good fighting chance, and there's always that ability where like you either outshoot them or you outsmart them through navigating terrain and like hiding behind a rock or ducking behind something like that. Where, like,
well-timed grenade, like is
right.
Like sticky grenade or something like that. You
Yeah.
got them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like never feels like you're really down and out. And that's the thing is like, don't get me wrong, I love Call of Duty, but for a different reason. And I feel like as especially with Reach, where it's like, I don't like these armor sets. Like I used them, and I was good with like some of them, but like I was just like, this is what I want from that Halo experience. Like I want everybody to be on the same playing field, outside of like weapons. Like that's it. Where it's like, hey, be careful, that guy has a rocket launcher. Because if I remember, like you'd be like, you had like super armor, you had like a jetpack one. It's just like, and I'm pretty sure during the match you could even switch between it. It just like felt really dumb. It's like, hey, some guy switched to the rocket pack. We gotta, somebody with a rifle take him out or something. It's just like,
yep.
I don't know, it just felt not what it should have been.
That's what happened with the story too. It was in the same path. It went to the same path. Like it got to the thing where it was like, Halo 5 story I thought was just a terrible story that they're telling. Like,
This
was the one with Luke Cage. Half of it.
Locke. Yeah, yes, Locke, and this is the one with Cortana who went AWOL because she's going crazy or something.
Was she AWOL or was she crazy? Like, was she like out of the picture? Or was she like?
She was like, dead, right?
Dead at the end of 4, right?
She's supposed to be, but she's crazy now, so it's like she's back in this one, and
because she was like deteriorating or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why, because her AI wasn't supposed to be around for as long as it is. So, and that's what you're trying to do in 5 was to find her and save her, but it's like it just wasn't a coherent story. It wasn't there's not a great villain with it. I thought the Locke situation was terrible because you just want to play as Master Chief. Come on. And they make Master Chief, as super strong as he is, feel vulnerable in so much of these in these games, in terms of how much waves you're getting. Like the first one had the Flood. Like the Flood was incredible. We forgot to mention that switch. Like that whole change in the story, that was incredible, was it not? Like the introduction of the Flood was unbelievable how good that was. They haven't had like a moment like that since. Like, there's been nothing like that in my opinion. Even like the twist with the Arbiter where you ally with him to that's the thing is like honestly, like even though I want to praise the original Halo trilogy, I think Halo 2 is clearly the weakest on. And in terms of like a sequel, in terms of just a sequel, like I think the game is still good, but as a sequel, I think Halo 2 disappointed.
Well, it also is like half a game too. So
yeah, exactly. And I mean, just going back to like the nostalgia days, that Halo 2 leaked online early in I think French, and our buddy, like we had him hack Xbox specifically so we could play this game ahead of schedule and stuff like that. Like it was a huge deal. Like it was like 2-3 weeks maybe or something like that. So we were just playing fucking Halo 2 in French. And by the time it came out, we were already like, pretty decently good and stuff like that. So like we had like a leg up. But here's the thing: is like after like a month or so of Halo 2, we all went back to Halo 1 multiplayer. Just like, let's just go back to Halo 1.
I mean, the maps were just so iconic.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it spawned a series, Red versus Blue.
Yeah, I mean that was
Rooster Teeth wouldn't be a thing without them. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I would say Halo 3 is like one of the greatest resurgences in third entries.
Well, the Forge mode was just like the most innovative thing that like.
Oh God! I mean, even to this day, I wish multiplayer games would have something on that level. Of,
no, I mean, just give like we have all these cool tools to build maps and to build modes. It's like let's just give it to the community, see what they do. And it's like you get to see when you go from 10,000, not even 10,000, probably like 5,000 people, if that. I don't know how many people are working on Halo 3, like coming up with these modes to like millions of people doing it. It's like holy shit! It's like you get to see all this cool stuff come out, and it was amazing.
Yeah, but I think with Halo 3, like it was a return to form for the story. It was a return to form in the multiplayer. Xbox Live was like an established thing by now on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And I will praise the Xbox 360 forever just because like I loved how they included like the wireless headset inside like the system for years and years because like it encouraged people to use that for multiplayer. Yeah, like we got a lot of like negative, shit talk.
It wasn't as rampant at first.
No, it really wasn't that bad. But I remember it was just so fun playing Halo 3. Yeah. It's just so fun playing Halo 3 like online and stuff like that. And even though it took away from like the, suddenly we were having less LAN parties, this, that, and the other thing, it was still really cool to like play Halo 3 with people across the country and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, it definitely has a nostalgia factor. So let's look forward, and we're gonna get an announcement soon, July. I think we're gonna.
This is where this gets tough because it's a little bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah. So where are they going with Halo Infinite? First of all, is it
Where are they going, or where should they go?
well? Where are they going first? Where do we think they're going? Because we don't know yet. And so this is a perfect time to have this podcast. They're going to have an announcement in July. Where do we think they're going, and where would we like them to go instead? Do we think they're going in the right direction, first of all?
Probably.
I haven't played Halo 5, so I can't comment.
Yeah, I don't know where the story ended in Halo 5.
Like I told you, Mike and I described Halo 5 quite accurately in terms of the single player and the multiplayer. It just felt soulless. It felt more like it wasn't Halo. It's not methodical. The combat in Halo 5 is fine in single player, but it definitely jumped around too much in terms of a coherent story. So it's like, what are they giving us with Halo Infinite? Is it just a multiplayer game, or
No.
are we getting a Destiny style game?
Not based on the trailer we got. So
Do you think we get something like Destiny?
no, because you're gonna be playing as Master Chief.
Sure.
You know what,
There you
that
go.
also it hurts me too, because you look at Destiny, it's basically plays like Halo, but the abilities in that game sort of feel like they fit more than they even do in Halo 5 or 4.
Yeah. Halo, yeah.
So they just missed the mark. Like, because at this point you do need something else other than just a shooter.
Okay, so if let's say they do soulless, faceless Spartans, and like, oh, I'm gonna pick that would just be the worst thing ever, like in my opinion, because the whole problem with 5 was like you went away from what people wanted from Halo.
Yeah, I could see this being a ripoff of Destiny. I really can. Where it's like they want to get you invested and attached to your Spartan. Like I really can. I can see them doing that where it's like all about customization. It's all about getting gear. It's all about getting titles, avatar, like icons, insignias. Because I mean, like even look at like Halo.
I mean, a lot of that
armor
is
pieces.
A lot of that is pretty much the multiplayer of Halo 5.
Paid for cosmetics.
Yeah, they even have like you had to pay for certain perks and upgrades to your ships and various things, and you can change
the other
the
thing
look,
about like
you can change
multiplayer
the
armor.
look of your multiplayer's
you knew
armor.
Something was really
Yeah.
good when they had like specific armor sets.
Like going back to Halo 3, one of my proudest gamer things is like I have an almost perfect 1,000 gamer score on Halo 3. I think the one exception I got was like kill 2 people with like 1 grenade or something stupid in multiplayer. And it was just one of those things where I'm like, oh god, like it just never happened for me. But I have everything else, and it was one of those things where like I had, was it the Hayabusa armor?
Mm-hmm.
Like I had it, and I just wore it because it was like, oh shit, like when you saw somebody wearing the Hayabusa armor, it's like, all right, this person's good and stuff like that. So it was just one of those things where it's like, it was prestigious. And that was back in Halo 3. And you look at then, that was 2006 or 7? 2007, I think. I mean, it's been 13 years. It's all connected. Matrix. 2007. So, yeah. But it's been like that. I mean, you look at how games and shooters have evolved since then, and I just think it's natural for them to follow a Destiny formula where it's like, hey, you are a Spartan, maybe a fresh Spartan or something like that, and you're playing through the mode.
Not what I want.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that's necessarily what I want either, but honestly, at this point, like I don't care. Like
I think
so.
Having experienced the story, from the 5th game, I understand Corey's want to play with Master Chief, play as Master Chief, but it's like there's not much of a story left to tell as Master Chief. There's just not much there. And unless they get some good writing, and that's the problem we run into. Like, I feel like there's just not much of a story there. So I don't know if they're going to drop it here because it sounds like they would. But
I don't know. I've never personally cared about the story.
I've always loved the story. I mean, obviously, I've always loved the story. But, I feel like the multiplayer aspect of it is really good, except I actually, like I said, I dove in a little bit Halo 5. I played some multiplayer to give it, because it's Halo and I have to try it. From my past, I have to play it. And it's completely different than what we remember. It's not the same Halo. It's fast paced. It's like, I want to see them come back in another game to their roots of map control and the best spots.
And some of the sillier things, like the physics in Halo in the past have been like something silly and exploitable. Like you can bounce the ghost off the jump pads and stuff like that. Like pile up warthogs, kill someone with like thrown pieces of machinery. Like I don't know if that's there in this newer one. It doesn't seem like it.
No.
But like that, you kind of and
They got very
that's what-
technical. It's a very
Yeah,
technical
they
game. It's
have
good.
they
Yeah,
had
good technically,
like
but
Rumble Ball or whatever it was called. Like
I just
their type of football with swords and stuff.
again I just call it
That's
soulless.
crazy stuff. Yeah,
It's
you
like
gotta,
it's a soulless Halo.
but you need obviously you just can't be a shooter anymore, and you need to like lean into those aspects that made its multiplayer unique. And I think if they went back to that, it'd be better. But I don't know how they can do it without either being a bit like Destiny or a bit like Call of Duty.
Just rip it off.
Yeah, it would be better to rip off Destiny. It's
right.
them,
You're not winning
have
the Call. You're not winning over
multiplayer.
the Call of Duty crowd. You're not winning them over. You're never going to surpass that. You're never going to be over them anymore. Never, ever, 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 ever.
There's no reason
not
to try
happening.
to be. Like why
Right.
try?
So there's
Just
no
be
reason. Why
yourself.
try? Right. Exactly. Why copy that? Like, why copy that? And that's it's shitty to say, but like honestly, the best thing 343 could do is take a look at Bungie and be like, hey, these are the guys that made Halo. These are the guys that made Destiny. Just fuck it. They know what they're doing. Let's copy this. I'm sorry. Like, to me, that makes the most amount of sense.
I mean, the infinite name lends to that.
Right,
That's not
right.
what I want, but like it does make sense. And like, obviously to get that, ongoing revenue stream with the customizations, with, being an individual is a lot of,
I mean, but that could be just the multiplayer aspect. If you want something different for the single player, it can.
Sure. But how are they gonna do? Like, that's the thing is like, I feel
They
like
can be
if you're playing as
divorced. I
Master
don't-
Chief,
I don't mind that being divorced from each other. Some people
Yeah.
hate that idea, but I think you can be a different character.
I mean, you could
multiplayer.
totally have a multiplayer mode that's got like a campaign aspect to it.
But, here's the thing is, like, I think that what Destiny, for as much shit as I've given Destiny over the years,
Well, the
let's be
rehash.
honest, I've given a lot of shit for Destiny. One of the things that I cannot take away from them is their sense of community and pride in just, like, what's clans or guilds or whatever the heck they call them in there and stuff like that. So it just, again, makes sense to me that they would want to copy that and just be like, hey, like, you're Spartan, you're a part of this squad that you choose, and you guys want to go out and do these missions and these raids and stuff like that, where it's like a cohesive, like, symbiosis between the single player and multiplayer, where it's like, yeah, you can do single player to accomplish certain things, maybe grind out, I don't know, material or unlock, so you can do raids.
You're
or
helping
something
one
like that.
mode to play while you're playing the other mode.
Right, exactly, and it's seamless. Like, it's like, hey, you're playing a level, and single player, and your buddies sign on. It's like, hey guys, let's go like raid a dungeon or whatever. It's like, all right, and you just like go back to the hub world or the city or whatever the fuck it is, ship.
But like
most
at the same
likely.
time though, I get like Corey's point of what do they do with Master Chief? It's like one of their best iconic characters.
No,
it is one of their
Master
iconic characters.
Hold on, all right, he's iconic in terms of like recognizability, in terms of like, hey, character's on. He's green and he wears a helmet. What like past that? What
He's a space
what is-
marine.
At this
What is that?
point, let's unmask them if they're gonna keep them.
Nah, I'm
Let's
never
do
gonna
it.
do that.
Do it. Fully go for it at this point.
Yeah.
You can't. 'Cause same thing like we've been talking about. It's never gonna meet people's expectations. So why bother? Just leave the mystery.
But
for
that's the thing
us.
is, I'm saying like, maybe this is a hot take, but who gives a shit about Master Chief? Really, other than like us boomer types, who played Halo since the original. Nobody gives a fuck about Master Chief
Call
these
me a
days.
boomer.
I'm just saying, like, really, who cares about Master Chief?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I there's so many
To give them a
memories.
little more character, I think. And
Yeah,
that
and I
might
think
do
you
it.
could, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting in July when we get our first taste of this, which is coming this year. I believe this game is done, and I think it's coming this year.
1,000,000%. There's no way.
So we get Halo this year. Like I said, I don't think 343 fixes their multiplayer problems. I don't see them reverting back to the old style
I
for
do feel like
gameplay.
it's gonna feel similar
Yeah,
to Call of Duty. Maybe they'll improve it in a way that bring it back a little bit, but
But
That's
just
the
find
point,
it-
boys.
but Tony's right with. I mean, would you want to see a raid style system like Destiny with this game? Like if you're playing as Spartans, because there's a bunch of Spartans in the story now. There are in Halo 5. There's a bunch of Spartans now.
yeah,
That's
I
what Locke
mean,
is.
maybe I'm more concerned about the type of abilities you have in the multiplayer, and have it feel more like a Halo game than a
But
Call of Duty.
there will be multiplayer arenas, Mike. That's the idea. Like if it is like Destiny, you have multiplayer.
I know that. So I mean, but
I mean,
And you travel to different Halos.
I could see like it being like, hey, let's do some that's basically make Anthem like the game but better because with Halo, because like let's do some different stuff with the armor. Let's do some different stuff. Like you can have classes that way. Sure.
What if they finished? Yeah, they finished Anthem. They made what we wanted with Anthem. That could be good. It's not what I'm expecting, but it could be good.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Is like I don't know. I don't know if that's what I want from a Halo game.
I agree. Like
you know,
Corey, like I would be honestly, if we got good information of what's going to happen with the single player game, like I would love to play through Halo 5 with you now it's on Game Pass, do Legendary, and finish the game. But I don't know what the future holds for this, and I can tell you that Halo 5 wasn't great.
Right, but right, and here's what I would say. Like I know you guys are saying that's not what I want, but Halo 5 wasn't what you wanted either.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Corey never even played it.
Right.
Big Halo fan.
So they lost the core Halo demographic, like I'd say the majority of them.
Years.
Right.
It took me a couple of years.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you lost the core Halo demographic. You're not winning over the Call of Duty demographic.
No, I don't mind them taking it in a different direction. I just, for me, I guess I'm stuck in like, hey, Master Chief's Halo, like he's synonymous with Halo, and like
yeah,
and you don't necessarily need to play as him, I guess, but he needs to be a focal point.
Oh yeah,
I don't disagree with that either, because I sort of hate this whole idea that that you can't play as a character, like it has to be you, because I feel every time the story suffers when the character is too customized, and then you just don't care about because they have to build around that, so nothing seems specific to the character. Like that's kind of Fallout 4 problem.
You didn't play Halo 5, right?
No,
so
I did
not. They lost you already. Like they're not going to get you back by letting you play as Master Chief again. Right, exactly. So just try something new. Try something that has obviously worked. Like for all the shit we want to give it, Destiny succeeded.
No, I mean I played Destiny for. I mean I've only
even haven't played Division, Sea of Thieves, stuff like that. Like Destiny is still in my mind the best version of this online cooperative like shooter.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is, you can incorporate Master Chief in the story. Like imagine it's like, hey, Master Chief is leading a new squad or platoon or whatever, whatever terminology you want to use, and you're a new Spartan recruit in this thing. So like during these, raids, dungeons, whatever they want to call them, like you're helping him out, you're helping him succeed, because even though he's great, like he can't do it completely alone. He's never been able to do it completely alone in any of the games. And like maybe you could still get something like you want, Mike, where it's like, hey, maybe there are certain like single player only missions where it's like you play as Master Chief in like, hey, like you just played the thing where like you break through the breach.
What I would like though,
and then you
is
play
like,
that
if
mission.
you don't play as Master Chief, like you don't play as Master Chief, like he just becomes an NPC. It goes along with you or whatever. Like he's got clean break, like don't give me a taste of playing as him again. Just like clean break it.
I'm just saying they could do it because
that's what I'm thinking. Like if you're gonna do it, just go for it. Do like the whole Gears 4 kind of thing where it's like you don't play as Phoenix anymore. You're gonna be playing as these other characters, and he'll just pop up here and there.
Yeah, and that works. That works very well.
He's a legend at this point, right? Like, what more story do you really want out of Master Chief? Like
that was, I mean, that was the story from 5. Is we have to hunt him.
You got to do like the pass the baton type of game here. So
yeah, I think either way, it would help them to focus on one character on a story rather than what they did. The focus of 5 was jumping all over the place. It was very confusing as to what they were telling as a story because it jumped everywhere. And I think by focusing at least on a single person, we can get that story. Whether that be like a Destiny style game where you're playing as a Spartan supporting Master Chief in terms of what we're doing, that could be.
That actually reminds me, I did play through some of the campaign of 5 with my friends online, but we stopped after like a few missions. It just stopped being interesting.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So like what they didn't work, So why continue to just why keep trying the same thing? And
I do think you're right though with the Halo Infinite name moving away from numbers. Just gonna try to keep it going. Like let's just keep this game going for a while.
Right, because I mean, the reality of it, unfortunately, is like it's been on a downward slide ever since 343 took over.
It is kind of where did that Halo fan base go? They went to Destiny. A lot of
them did. Like the casual people that were in multiplayer only went right. So the casual multiplayer people went to Call of Duty, and the people that were interested in like the campaign solo or whatever experience they went to Destiny. So you have to try something new. You have to try something. You can't keep just doing the same old formula.
And I think that's what we're going to get. It's just a matter of what is that going to be. we'll see. I mean,
And they need to
July,
smash it out of the park. They need to smash it out of the park.
Yeah, they
because,
do.
Look,
This is their
Halo 4 was like,
Very
hey, okay,
important.
like this is their first attempt at it. Give 343 some room.
And it wasn't that bad. Halo.
No, it wasn't like
It wasn't great.
bad, right? But it wasn't great, right? It was like, okay, like this is the first one, okay. But then they ruined Master Chief Collection.
Exactly. You can give 4 a pass because like, how do you follow up on 3? But then like now it's all you. Let's like see what you got.
They
5
ruined
and
the
5.
collection. They ruined the collection for years and years. I mean, that just got fixed last year, maybe.
They're still
months
tweaking
ago.
it. But yeah, it was last year they actually made it work again.
And then 5. I mean, I haven't heard one person talk positively about 5, and that says a lot because I know a lot of casual ass gamers too.
Yeah.
So it
needs
1
to be
out of 3 right now. 1 out of 3. Like.
Yeah. It needs to be a system seller again.
It
needs to be a system seller again. Like it's not anymore, and it needs to be that again for them.
Yeah, and honestly, I would And the thing is, I would go as far to say is like the success of Halo almost has like this morale boost to the rest of the Microsoft game studios. Like as strange as that sounds, like I don't know, I could kind of like overlap
Master Chief
a lot.
does, man. Master Chief inspires. That's what he does.
He's like Captain America for Microsoft. Like that's what it is. Like you talk about Halo 1 through Reach. Those are the golden days, right? Yeah, exactly. Those are the golden days. You had like Fable. You had Forza. That was still early. It wasn't like a yearly or bi-yearly thing or whatever and stuff like that. They come out with at least interesting projects. I mean, what was the Xbox exclusive Jade Empire? Stuff like that. It wasn't first party, but it was first party exclusive and stuff like that. But I just feel like ever since like they like kind of like shit Halo, it's like, well, cool. You're just gonna farm out Gears of War, I guess. Like that's the only thing they've had.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap up our conversation of the Halo franchise.
For now.
I mean, we're gonna get more information in July.
Yeah, hopefully we get some good news soon.
We'll be revisiting this in July.
So wait, hold on. Before we finish, do we want to take a bet on whether they're gonna go Call of Duty style or Destiny style?
I think they're going Destiny style.
No bet. I'm just saying, like, you want to just.
I think they're going Destiny style.
All right.
I would hope they would go more Destiny style. I think they're going to go more Call of Duty style.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do the Destiny style. I don't know if it's going to be strictly Call of Duty style, but I think because I do think they're going to try to keep this game going, but I don't think they do the Destiny.
Not the raid.
Shared shared
hub
world.
Jim and I are on Destiny. Corey, you're on your own thing, and Mike.
Mike cares Destiny as well.
Well, I thought
he Call of Duty.
wants Destiny, but he thinks Call of Duty.
He wants the more Destiny,
all right,
but
so
he doesn't have faith.
Right. We've covered the spectrum. All the options are laid out there. So it's either going something original by Corey, going Call of Duty style by Mike, or going Destiny style with me and Jim.
It'll be interesting to see. Come July.
We have covered. We'll see.
Yeah. So on that note, I can say the future's going to be 2020. Get it? You can write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe and the like button. Comment as well. We appreciate it. See you guys next week. Got more deep dives coming your way.